Let's start our yoga practice together with an exuberant inhalation together from our field. And exhale, bow to your heart, offer it forward, inhale, and let's turn sideways on our mats, placing our feet hip-width apart, knees pointing up. Sit in front of your sit bones and use your block, either the low way or the high way, to support yourself as you roll back onto the back of your shoulder blades for a relaxed heart opener. Wide collarbones here, open to receive the life through your heart. And with an exhale, let your head descend and gather, thumbs pointing towards each other, maybe touching. And reconnect to your breath first. The heart informs ourselves beyond time and space. So take the time to let your breath flow in and out. No pain in the lower back. Allow the lifting to occur between your power center and your creativity in the navel and the timeless information in your heart. Use the exhale to sink deeper and arrive in the present moment. Follow this wave, and with the next inhale, bring your hands in Anjali Mudra, touch your forehead, and with an exhale, your heart, bring the arms down, palms resting. From the core, with an inhale, lift the head, and with an exhale, come back up onto your forearms, integrating the lower back. And sitting up with an inhale, removing the block. Exhale, rolling the shoulders back, reaching forward, free head, free new pathways to choose. Inhale here, and with an exhale, start rolling back onto your back, activating the mind-body connection and cultivating your processing capacities. Again, take the block as you lie supta. You can take it the low way, the medium way, or if you choose to, actually also the high way, and find Padabandha, the connection from your feet or the four corners of your feet to the floor. With an inhale, lift your pelvis, and with an exhale, start resting your sacrum, not the lumbar spine, the sacrum onto the block. Free up your shoulders, allow the wide collarbone space, and come into Golden Gate, opening the spine-psoas connection, elevating your creative energies by rooting the sacrum. Make sure the breath is still flowing freely from your belly to your heart. Enjoy this expansion. And with an exhale, try to sink into the space, still keeping a core connection, maybe your heels drawing towards your fingertips, and flow with this rise and fall of a calm breath. Maybe you can feel an elongation of your neck as you exhale. You want your lower back always to be happy in Golden Gate, so if the version you chose is too high or too strenuous for the lower back, just place yourself on a lower version, midway or even the short way of the block. If your lower back feels comfortable, straighten your legs, maybe bringing the arms overhead, again with thumbs touching, and stay with the calm breath, expanding your chest, your belly, and the sinking sensation, the relaxation in your pelvis, the rooting. Whatever height you chose, return by placing your hands close to your pelvis on the floor again, returning to bent knees. With an inhale, lift your pelvis off the block. Exhale, stay here, keep the pelvis up, the chest expanding. Provided that with shoulders rolled back, your lower back is happy, you can gain some extra height by interlacing your fingers and giving some more push. Wherever you are, stabilize, and with an inhale, lift the arms overhead without touching the floor. And with an exhale, start rolling down onto the ground again, expanding the space between the vertebrae, your tailbone drawing to your heels firmly grounded. Return to earth and come into Apanasana, your opportunity to release and massage the lower back. You can have your knees drawn together or also hip-width apart. Check back with whatever feels more comfortable for your lower back and free the head. With an inhale, core activated, gain a little momentum, and exhale, comes back sitting up. Hello, we're starting with the seated positions. And I want you to feel that you're sitting in front of your sit bones, heart lifted. As you lean to your right side, inhale, placing the knee bent left leg beside you. You can always support your ankle or your hips with a pillow or bolster so your knee feels free. Return to an upright seat, sitting in front of your sit bones and feeling the straight spine before you access if there is the possibility for you to lean back without any knee pain and coming onto your lower forearms. Feel the breath again inviting you to go deeper with a release, or stay seated in an upright position in front of your sit bones, resting on your lower arms, or as you see me doing here, resting on your back. You always want in this position your knee to be happy, your lower back to be happy. The position gets a little bit more into the front of the body if you feel it too much in your lower back. If you draw your tailbone towards your left knee, forward, straightening out the lower back and giving you some core support. You can try a variation by bending your right leg, placing the foot in front of your hip on the floor, and keeping the rhythm of the soft expansion between belly and collarbones involving the heart, and the sinking and softening as you exhale. Become very patient in whatever sensation arises, again, no joint pain. And try to have no resistance to the opening that's occurring. Feel free to always go back to the right leg straight. And for coming out, we turn onto our right side, freeing the left leg, and take a moment or two to regroup in a Ardha Shavasana to find your spine. Notice the difference between the left and right leg. And when you're ready, return to Apanasana, massaging the lower back, circling between knees together, knees apart. And here, elongating the right and left side of your waist. Take a momentum with an inhale, and with an exhale, again, rock back up, sitting. Come onto hands and knees. And we're placing our knees 2 fist width apart on our mat. That's the width of your sit bones. And roll up with an inhale. Shoulders can roll back. Exhale. Try to not arch the back, but keep the tailbone directed towards the back of your knees. And with a straight spine and a free head, with an inhale, offer your movement forward. Exhale, dividing the waters as your arms circle back, your hands, fingers facing up or sideways on your sacrum. Shoulders rolled back. With an inhale, draw the heart away from an engaged belly. And with an exhale, keeping the back of the neck straight and supported, offer your heart up towards heaven. Draw from this exchange. With every inhale, you're lifting the heart higher, belly supporting. And with every exhale, you're releasing into offering your heart, drawing the elbows to get together towards the midline, behind your back. Stay with the exchange of your breath. With the next inhale, come back up, lift the head. And with an exhale, bring your shoulders again over your pelvis and slowly sit down between your feet. If your knees should hurt in this position, take the block and place it underneath your hips. Start by freeing up the spine, drawing big circles from the right to the left and then changing up from the left to the right. Keeping your pelvis stable, isolating the torso. Return to center, letting the shoulders roll back, and with an inhale, come back forward. Exhale, cross chins or parallel lower legs, roll through and come back to an upright seated position in front of your sit bones, spine straight. You can keep the knees bent or straighten the legs. The important thing is that you can keep your pelvis upright, sitting in front of your sit bones. Lower back straight. We're returning to the previous exercise of half saddle. This time the left leg is straightened or supported with a blanket underneath the knee in front of us, and the right knee is bend your right foot beside your pelvis. Try to keep both sides of your pelvis equally grounded. Wait for an invitation if you want to sink back onto your forearms again, lower back happy, or stay upright seated if this gives you enough stretch on the front of your right thigh and lower belly. If your lower back is happy and your body invites you deeper, feel free to sink back onto your back. Remember that you can always straighten the lower back by moving your tailbone forward towards your right knee, gaining access to shoulder space by keeping the collarbones wide, and the breath ascending through belly and heart equally. Let with every exhalation your body melts, savoring the space you're gathering. With every inhalation, fill the space, keep it. And with every exhalation, relax into the new space. Collect calm and deep. If you want to change up the position, try bending the left knee, placing your foot close to your hips. See if this either increases or decreases your opening in a soft and gentle way, so you still can breathe as calmly as you did before. You don't have to do this. This is an optional variation you can try. Regardless of what position you chose, stay with the calm breathing for resetting the central nervous system and enjoying your own presence. Maybe you can enjoy the deepening of the opening in the upper front of the right leg with every inhale, and with every exhale settling into this new space. So your practice is your journey. And then straightening out the left leg if you had it bent. Turning with an inhale supported with your belly onto your left side, maybe resting here for a moment. And then return onto your back, both legs straightened. Feel this Ardha Shavasana, maybe a circling back of your shoulders, a deep release throughout the whole body. Draw from the breath again as you relax and allow the body to process. And then bending one leg with an inhale, with an exhale, let the other follow. Come back into Apanasana. Lower back straight with knees apart. Lower back slightly rounded as you draw the knees together. Massage your lower back. And then allow yourself to dance with the space as you bring the arms up, keeping the legs bent and moving, flowing freely, exploring the space in front and above your body. Finalize this soft core activation by bringing both soles of the feet together, letting the knees fall out, and enjoying the breath again. The release for the inside of your legs. Then help your legs coming together with knees pointing upward with an inhale, with an exhale over Apanasana. Find momentum to rock up and come back in front on your hands and knees. Walk back so you feel comfortable on your mat. Start rolling back up again, finding tailbone connected to your knees. Second stage of USTRASANA, you can keep the feet flexed or flat onto the floor, or even remain with the previous versions of using your hands on your sacrum. Offer with an inhale and with an exhale, either rest your hands on your sacrum, as previously shown, or return with your hands on your heels, feet flat, or as said, feet flexed for a higher lift and less stretch. Keeping the integrity of your core support. Ribs slightly drawn together, wide collarbones, a supported base of the skull. And find the breath moving throughout the front of your whole body, energizing you. To return, place your hands on your sacrum again, elbows drawing together. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, finding core support, giving yourself some space as you sit back onto your heels. Regroup. Isolating the upper body, draw big circles from right to left. Keep the head following. Don't let it get stiff. Massage the whole spine, the shoulders, the head, and then change direction, going from left to right. Stabilizing the pelvis, mobilizing your spine in unison with your breath. Return to front, inhale, exhale, shoulders dropping back. Find the heart lift again with an inhale as your arms come back. And with an exhale, interlace your fingers, reminding yourself one more time that the shoulders are rolled back, the ribs integrated, as with an inhale you lift your arms to the back for Prasarita C arms, gently circling the head, being conscious and very aware of your shoulders move. Try to keep them still. With an inhale, looking up front, increase the lift of your straightened arms, and with an exhale, let them drop, free them, and come back forward onto hands and knees. Root your hands with an inhale, and with an exhale, push back into downward dog, settling into the position, finding first the length between your tailbone and your heels, a spinal wave. Pelvis tilting forward, hands firmly grounded, all four corners of your hands. And then with an inhale from your center, Uddiyana engaged, lift the right leg. Keep the hips first parallel and then open it. And with an exhale, navel to spine, step forward, come onto hands and both feet. Inhale, extend the spine, and with an exhale, let the left knee descend. Feel always free to support it. If the knee's hurting, you want to be kneeling in front of your kneecap on your quadriceps. You can double up the mat or use a blanket. And after you've made your knee comfortable on the floor, find yourself with your hands on the inside of your right foot, either on the floor or on a block to the height of your choosing, so you feel stable and can have neutral rolled back shoulders. If you need more stretch, feel free to also descend onto your forearms. You see me here starting to shift with an inhale and exhale a little bit from left to right. So I can feel out the stretch in my left upper thigh, my hips, and my back. The shoulders are still rolled back, the heart is drawing forward, and the head is always soft. You see me deepening here and going closer to the ground so I can rest my forehead on the floor here. Note that it's not important how deep you go, but how free your breath flows. So always take your breath as an indicator for if you're working on your correct level. For releasing the pose, depending on where you are, start by coming back onto your hands and forearms if you went deeper, or settling in back onto your hands if your arms were bent. Straighten with an inhale the left knee, finding the wide collarbones, and with an exhale, release this deeper stretch for psoas. You may want to use a strap for the next exercise of yogini, and I'm going to show you how to use it, as it's sometimes a hassle to get it across. So with your right arm, take the bound strap and place the loop around your front foot. You see me fixating it here with my right arm so I can grab on to the loop. And I'm pretty stable here and can use this connection, or if my psoas is opened deeply enough and there's no lower back pain as I grab my foot, you can return back with your hand and directly make contact to your foot. Keeping the collarbones wide, lean with an inhale away from your right leg, core support, and with an exhale, squaring your shoulders to the best of your abilities, dive down in front. So inhale, leaning back, keeping the wide collarbones and core support as you lean slightly forward, drawing your heel towards your buttocks. And feel to the best of your abilities as you inhale how far your lower back is happy to go back, and with an exhale, feel how much you can take as you draw your heel towards your buttocks and diving down deeper. You don't have to come as deep as I did here on my forearms. You can stay on your hands and even just slightly lean forward. You want this stretch to be in the front of your left hip, maybe in the left upper thigh without any knee pain or lower back pain. Feeling again the connection to your breath, being aware as you stretch, so you can find this release that's occurring in your system. To come out of the stretch, place the left hand again on the floor. Inhale, lean away from your right leg the last time, and with an exhale, freeing up the strap or freeing up the arm, stack back. There's this slight sensation as you're freeing the left leg from the stretch, and regroup by sitting onto your heels. The knees can be on a comfortable width apart from each other, and integrating the spine, the pelvis, the shoulders, the head, and then offering your practice. So we're returning onto hands and knees, engaging Uddiyana, and with an exhale, push back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward dog, freeing up the head, letting it drop, supporting yourself from the core, wide collarbones, ribs integrated, straight lower back. Switch sides. With an inhale, the left leg rises, first parallel, then open. Counterwork the left shoulder to stabilize the shoulders. Inhale here, and with an exhale, through a stable Uddiyana, step forward. Straighten the back leg. Inhale, and with an exhale, placing the right knee down, supporting you on a blanket or mat if you need to. You can use the block for your hands as suggested before, but if you have the mobility, freeing up the left inner hip, stepping a little bit wider with the left foot to the side, place both hands, fingertips or palms, to the right of your left foot onto the floor, and if there's enough space and your body invites you, dare to dive deeper and come onto the forearms, heart drawing away from your pelvis. Shoulders away from the ears, start the rocking motion from right to left. If your knee's okay, you can let it drop outward in a relaxed manner. But the purpose of this shifting is to find variations of opening in the inside of your left leg, maybe the right front of your thigh, the mid and upper back as you shift, and then stay to marinate in where you have an opening sensation that's not threatening the continuity of your breath, and surrender into it. Feeling the tension, feeling the desire to release and abandon, and remain calm. As we conclude the forward surrender and dragon, return back onto your hands. Straighten with an inhale the right leg, looking forward, straight spine. And with an exhale, releasing the head, circling it so there's no stiffness in our awareness. Placing the right knee down again. You can use the strap as we did before, or placing your right hand on the floor or on a block. Draw your left hand to your heart. From this, circle back with an inhale, making contact through the strap or your hand to your back foot. And go into the heart opening, your lower back supported by an active Uddiyana or navel to spine. And with an exhale, dive forward, squaring the shoulders. Flow continuously between these two movements, and be aware and cautious to draw your heel to your right buttocks only as far as the stretch doesn't get too intense, so you still want to have the free-flowing breath, and allow the oscillation for deeper awareness, the repetition for maybe diving deeper if your body allows for it. No pain in the right knee, no pain in the lower back or shoulders or neck area. And then surrender to the opening, finding the breath wave, finding the lift with every inhale and the release, and drawing forward of the heart with every exhale. And then releasing the pose, we return onto our right hand, inhaling here. Enjoy the surrender and the opening as you release the right leg, bringing the left arm forward and stepping back for this wonderful release, sitting on your heels, freeing up the neck, the spine, the shoulders, spreading the newfound space and awareness throughout the body for integration. Inhale, lift the heart, sit straight, exhale, roll the shoulders back, offer the practice. And from here, come back forward onto hands and knees, activating Uddiyana with an inhale and with an exhale, back into downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, navel integrated. Start by lifting the heels with an inhale and letting them descend with an exhale, still keeping your lower back straight, your pelvis tilting forward. With core support from your center, very gently with an inhale, lift the right leg with an exhale, stepping forward. Gaining length, drawing the right knee and the left heel apart. Inhale, exhale, placing the left knee down. Feel free to support. Inhale, raising the arms overhead. Exhale, try to move your tailbone towards the space underneath your pelvis on the floor. Extending the front of the spine, lifting the heart. And with an exhale, release the arms overhead. Return to hands on floor. Straighten with an inhale your left leg. And with an exhale, finding core throughout this expansion of right and left. Inhale, lifting the arms one more time. Exhale, drawing your tailbone towards the space underneath your pelvis on the mat. With an inhale, start to deepen the connection by bending the left knee without moving the pelvis. And with an exhale, move the right knee away from your left heel, keeping the pelvis very still and straight. Do not allow for any up and down or front tilting or back tilting movement of your pelvis. So the psoas can really release with this opposition of right knee and left heel. With an exhale, slowly descend onto the floor, coming onto your hands and fingertips, pivoting on the left knee until your foot rests on the floor underneath your pelvis. Right knee bend. Knee and first and second toe in alignment. Kalari squat. Bless the earth as you touch her and change direction. Releasing and integrating, sitting back on your heels, rolling the shoulders back, straight spine, shoulders rolled back, free head. And then return with an inhale onto hands and knees. Find Uddiyana core support and with an exhale, come into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Strengthen again the core support, navel drawing to spine as you lift your heels with an inhale and with an exhale, you let them descend to a degree that you can feel a slight stretch in the back of your legs while your lower back is straight and supported from your core. With an inhale, lift the left leg. And with an exhale, draw to center, knee to chest, shoulders over wrists, make the step. Looking forward, straight spine, core integration throughout opposition. With an exhale, let the right knee descend. Feel free to support. Finding tailbone to floor. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, crossing your wrists. Using the push of your left foot into the floor with an active core to bring your pelvis to neutral, not in anterior tilt or posterior tilt, as you're lifting your heart in this back bend away from your navel. Breathing. And then gather expansion, inhale with an exhale, coming back up again, letting the arms drop and return to earth. Fingertips or hands on blocks, straightening the right leg with an inhale, finding core in opposition. Exhale, shoulders rolling back, free head. Inhale, rise back up into high lunge. Exhale, make sure that your right hip is still working forward, your left buttocks drawing back, Stabilize the neutral pelvis in this position to the best of your abilities. And then start the body vinyasa with an inhale, bending the right knee without disturbing the pelvis. With an exhale, drawing knee and heel apart. Keeping the spine straight. No movement occurring in the pelvis. No tilting forward or back. No active lifting or lowering of your pelvis. Stay at center. Breathe relaxed into the tension. And then with the next exhale, let the back knee descend. Feel free to support. Pivot on your right knee. Foot comes underneath your pelvis. Left leg bent, knee and first and second toe in alignment, offering your practice in Colliery squat. Integrate the third eye, vision, heart, justice. And step out of the practice by returning, knees together, sitting on your heels. Pelvis upright, spine straight, freeing up the head, wide collarbones. I wish you a joyous soul connection. Thank you for practicing. Heartfelt namaste. Have a good day and see you soon again.